She folded the blanket before they said goodbye. That was the part that felt wrong. The apartment was already quiet, as if it knew they were leaving and had decided not to resist. One mug in the sink, a lamp still on in the corner because no one remembered to turn it off, shoes lined up by the door that would not be worn again in this hallway. "Did you take the charger?" Maya asked. "I think so," Jonah said, already halfway out of the room. She smoothed the blanket again, slower this time, pressing down a crease that didn't need fixing. The couch still held the shape of their bodies from the night before. She didn't look at it. They kept waiting for something from her. A question, maybe? A sharp word? Anything that would make leaving feel earned. Instead, she handed Jonah the envelope. "You forgot this," she said. He took it, surprised. "Thanks." Maya hovered near the door, keys in her hand. She glanced back once like someone checking a stove. "Text me when you get there?" "Okay." That was all. No raised voices, no slammed doors, just the click of the lock and the sound of footsteps dissolving into the stairwell. She stood there longer than she meant to, holding nothing, listening to the building breathe. Then she went into the kitchen and washed the mug. They had been living with her for 8 months, long enough to leave marks. A scuff on the wall near the window where Jonah's backpack always hit, a faint circle on the table for Maya's plant, the one that never stopped shedding dry leaves. After they left, she didn't rearrange anything. She didn't rush to reclaim space. She ate standing up that night, a piece of bread torn in half with her hands because the table still felt occupied. The next morning, her phone buzzed. "We got there safe," Maya wrote. She typed, "Good," and deleted it. Typed, "Okay," and deleted that too. In the end, she sent a thumbs up, the smallest possible acknowledgement. At work, someone asked if she was okay. "Yes," she said, and it was accurate in a way that didn't require explanation. Her desk faced the window. People passed outside carrying bags, coffee cups, small, urgent lives. She watched them move without thinking about where they were going. At lunch, she ate soup from a paper container and burned her tongue because she didn't wait for it to cool. That night, she slept on her side of the bed. She did not spread out. The first thing she noticed missing was the sound. Maya hummed when she brushed her teeth. Jonah tapped rhythms on the counter while waiting for water to boil. Even their silences had weight. Chairs shifting, drawers opening, the soft negotiations of shared space. Now there was only the refrigerator, too loud in the evenings, and the neighbor upstairs pacing like a metronome. She found a sock behind the washing machine, one of Jonah's. She picked it up, considered texting him about it, then put it in the donation bag under the sink. When she went to take the trash out, the bag felt lighter than it should have. They had told her weeks earlier. "We found a place," Maya said, sitting at the edge of the couch like a guest. Jonah stood behind her, hands in his pockets. "Oh," she said. She was chopped in onions. The knife paused midair. "That's good." "It's closer to work," Jonah added, as if offering a receipt. "Yeah," she said. The knife came down. The onions split cleanly. "We didn't want to rush you," Maya said. It's fine." She meant it. Or she thought she did. They waited again. That look. She kept chopping. "Do you need help with rent until then?" Jonah asked. She shook her head. "No." They stayed for another month. She showed them where she kept the extra boxes. She gave them the number of the landlord in case they needed a reference. At night, she lay awake listening to them whisper in the next room, planning. Futures spoken softly so they wouldn't wake her, even though she was already awake. The midweek grocery run became strange. She bought too much at first. 3 apples instead of 1, a family-sized carton of milk. She adjusted slowly, like learning a new language. One evening, she opened the freezer and found a container labeled soup, March, Maya's handwriting. She stared at it until the cold hurt her fingers, then put it back. She didn't throw it away. On Friday, she ran into Jonah outside the building. "Oh, hey," he said, startled, like he'd forgotten she existed in this part of town. "Hey." They stood there with groceries between them. He had switched brands of coffee. She noticed. "How's the place?" he asked. "It's good. Smaller, but good." "Yeah." He shifted his weight. "We're still getting our mail forwarded, in case anything shows up." "Okay." Another pause. He looked like he wanted to say something else. She waited. "Well," he said finally, "take care." "You too." He walked away, then turned back. "And thanks for everything." She nodded. She did not say, "You're welcome." That night, she dreamed of a bus station, people leaving in every direction, no announcements, no schedules, just movement. She stood still, holding a ticket with no destination printed on it. She woke up before the bus arrived. There was a box under her bed she hadn't opened in years. She pulled it out on a Sunday afternoon, dust coating her fingers. Inside were things she didn't need but had never thrown away. A key that didn't fit anything anymore. A photo of her at 16, arm around a woman whose face had been torn halfway out of the frame. Letters folded small, the paper thin from being read too many times. At the bottom was a hospital wristband. She didn't remember keeping it. The plastic was yellowed, her name smudged but still legible. She turned it over, reading the date. She had been 17 then, old enough to sign forms, old enough to be told things quietly in a room that smelled like disinfectant. She put the wristband back and slid the box under the bed. That night, she cooked soup from scratch and labeled it Sunday. She put it in the freezer. The twist came later, quietly, the way real things do. It was a voicemail from an unknown number. "Hi," the voice said, a woman, hesitant. "This is Laura. Jonah gave me your number. I hope that's okay." She listened again before calling back. "I just wanted to say," the woman continued, "thank you for letting them stay with you. It made everything possible." Everything possible? She called the number. "Hi," she said when Laura answered. "This is—" "I know," Laura said quickly. "I'm sorry to bother you." "It's okay." There was a breath on the other end. "They didn't tell you, did they?" "Tell me what?" "That we were already planning the move before they talked to you. They were worried you'd say no." She leaned against the counter. "Why would I say no?" Another pause. "Because of what happened before." "What happened before?" she repeated. "With your sister." The room tilted slightly, like a boat adjusting to weight. "She said you stopped talking to her after—" Laura faltered. "After she left." "That's not—" She stopped. The sentence didn't know where to go. "I just wanted you to know," Laura said. "You didn't owe them anything. They were afraid to tell you because they thought you'd disappear." Disappear. The word landed and stayed. After they hung up, she sat on the kitchen floor. The tiles were cold through her clothes. She understood then why she had made it easy, why she had handed over boxes and references and silence, why she had not asked them to stay. Leaving was familiar. Being left was not the same thing as being alone. She didn't call Maya or Jonah after that. She didn't confront them with the knowledge that they had rehearsed her absence before it happened. Instead, she found herself replaying earlier moments with new clarity. Maya's careful politeness, Jonah's relief when she said it was fine, the way they had already half moved out long before the boxes appeared. They had practiced leaving her gently. She had practiced being easy to leave. Weeks passed. The soup in the freezer accumulated labels. The sock was gone. The scuff on the wall faded as she stopped noticing it. One evening, she took the hospital wristband out again and cut it in half with kitchen scissors. The sound was louder than she expected. She did not throw it away. She taped the pieces to the inside of a drawer she rarely opened. On a rainy afternoon, she saw Maya across the street. Maya was laughing, umbrella tilted dangerously. Someone new walked beside her, close enough that their shoulders touched. Maya didn't see her. She waited for the familiar tightening, the heat behind the eyes. It didn't come. Instead, there was a dull pressure, like a bruise you forget about until you press it. She crossed the street in the opposite direction. That night, she set the table for one and sat down properly. She ate slowly. Halfway through, she realized she was listening for sounds that would not return. She left the lamp on when she went to bed. In the dark, the apartment held its breath. She did not fill the space they left. She did not name what remained. In the morning, the freezer hummed steadily, preserving things meant for people who were no longer there.